Well, as the entire country is waiting for that soft landing to happen and a successful one as well, why does it matter exactly that Chandrayaan-3 lands successfully, and how exactly is it going to change India's fortune? Let me break it down for you. So, number one, it shows India's tech prowess in space exploration, especially after the failure of Russia's Lunar 25. It becomes altogether important for us that Chandrayaan-3 does a successful landing. Now, it will boost morale of scientific community as well. Yes, we saw a lot of dreams, a lot of hopes shattering last time during Chandrayaan-2's soft landing. That is why this time it becomes altogether important for us to do a successful landing. Well, reason number 3 is mission will foster a sense of national pride. As I already mentioned, the entire nation is praying for a successful soft landing of Chandrayaan-3 today. Reason number 4 becomes it promotes indigenous research and development. Remember, it is very important because we are aiming to find ice water and frozen water there on the moon. We will be studying the mineral composition of the surface of the moon as well. Reason number 5 is sector has potential to create lakhs of jobs. Of course, it's going to create a lot of jobs and hopes in the young aspirants who are aiming to go for the scientific community. Reason number 6 becomes attract more private investment in space tech. Entire world is eyeing on India, as India might become the 4th country with a successful moon mission. Now, reason number 7, it positions India among the top 4 tech advanced nation, as I just mentioned. It is former USSR, China and US in the list. Now, India might become the 4th power. Reason number 8 is it paves way for more international collaborations. Of course, as I mentioned before, the entire world is eyeing at India for a successful space mission today after the failure of Russia's Lunar 25. I have CNN News 18's Harish Upadhyay joining me live early morning. Harish, a very good morning to you. What latest details are you picking up from the ground?
Well, as ISRO has said, everything has been checked multiple times. Regular checks are going on. The mission is going as planned, and as ISRO said, there's a lot of excitement in the mission operation complex here in Bengaluru. Remember, although this has been launched from Sriharikota, it's the ISRO's telemetry tracking and command center here in Bengaluru, which is almost a nerve center for this mission, from where all commands will go out. A lot that happens today from a little over 5 to 6:04 p.m. Is something that's already programmed. Onboard program will ensure that this soft landing happens, but ISRO carrying out all last minute checks to ensure that this smooth landing, soft landing can happen as planned, and by around just for around 6:04 p.m. By then perhaps you will have that good news of India successfully landing on surface of moon. At the same time, remember, there's a lot more that happens once the soft landing happens. Yes, that's the big challenge for ISRO, but once that's done, the kind of scientific experiments that ISRO plans to carry out on the surface of moon, the payloads that are part of the lander and as well as the rover will carry out multiple experiments on the surface of moon, and the entire scientific community looking forward to the kind of insights and details that would come out of this particular scientific experiment that will be carried out on moon. Several experts that we've spoken to saying that what comes out of that could have immense value for India's future space exploration programs, not just India, but several other space agencies across the world. What is the composition of the surface of the moon? Are there elements that would be beneficial for future scientific experiments, or perhaps at some point in time retrieving samples from the surface of moon and bringing back to Earth? That's something that might happen in the near future, in the next decade or so, is what several experts are pointing out. And also the larger goal of looking at having a space station on the surface of the moon, which perhaps would become almost a pit stop of sorts for exploring space further from there. That's something that's on the minds of scientists who would be keenly watching the kind of insights that would come from the experiments being carried out, that will be carried out by the payloads that are currently on board, both the rover and the lander.
Well, Harish, I would request you to please hold on, because we have some more facts to break out to our viewers as